The market follows our B wave to a T. Now we wait for the C wave. This is Invest with Jacob. Okay, guys, so in yesterday's video, we talked about the fact that the A wave was in and we should be seeing a bounce towards 4566 to 4600 for the B wave. And that's exactly what happened. The market bounced up to 4580, just 1 point shy of the 618 retrace. And now it looks like it could be ready to move down for wave C. However, the Nasdaq is hinting that it could push higher. I'll get into that in just 1 second. But first, if you're new here, welcome to the show, guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard, and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use Elliott Wave Theory to break down the SP500 and the Nasdaq. I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can get our daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. All right, guys, so we got exactly what we were expecting yesterday, the push higher into the Wave B target zone, and now we would expect Wave C to start at any time. So let's jump into the chart and take a look. Okay, guys, so here we are on the 1 hour futures chart for the S&P 500. And one thing I do want to note before we get started, yesterday I moved this red circle 3 down to the top of this move up and moved this Roman numeral 3 from the top down to here. And that was based on the depth of this A wave pullback. Now, when I did that, I did forget to move my fib from the bottom of this Roman numeral 2 down to the bottom of this red circle 2, and that's where I needed to have it to give you an accurate wave 4 target. So my wave 4 targets today have changed a little bit, and that is the reason why. All right, so for today, we saw exactly what we were looking for, that B wave bounce up into our target area. It hit the 618 retrace almost perfectly, which is a great B wave target. And so now with that move up into the B wave target box, at any point we can start the C wave down. Now that doesn't mean they can't push higher first, and in fact, the NQ is looking like it may want to push higher, and we'll get over there in just a minute. But they can push up and then start down, or they could start down from here. But at any point up here in this B wave box, we're in the target area, we can expect to see a reversal and the start of C down. Now, the most common target for a wave 4 is the 382 retrace. And in this case, that comes in at 4440, which is right about the top of the pivot. And we would expect to hold that area on the C wave down, and the A equals C actually targets 4444. So pretty good confluence on where that should pull back to. There is a little bit of complexity in this pullback, and it basically comes down to whether we're in this red circle 4 pullback or this Roman numeral 4 pullback that I have over here. So if we're in this Roman numeral 4 pullback, then the 3 would go back to the top up here, and this 4 would move over to where this red 4 is. The difference will be the depth of the pullback. So typical target is 4440, but we do have a pivot line in the sand of 4369. And the issue there is the second most common wave 4 target is the 50% retrace. However, the 50% retrace, as you can see, comes down into wave 1 territory. And this red wave 4 cannot come down into this red wave 1, or it invalidates the move up. So if they hold the pivot above 4369, but they break the wave 1 high over here, then it's very likely this Roman numeral 4 that moves over, and then we would look for Roman numeral 5 up to complete wave 3. Then we would get this red circle 4 back down, and then red circle 5 up to complete wave 1 of 5 up towards that 4700 region. So again, the pullback is going to kind of tell the story of which wave 4 we're in, whether it's the circle 4 or the Roman numeral 4. And the reason there's some complexity here is that none of these pullbacks on the way up, other than this one kind of got to the 236, none of them were really deep enough to be a standard wave 4 of 3. So we don't really have a lot of confidence that this is Roman numeral 4, but based on the height of this wave 3, because it got up to the 1618, which is a very common wave 3 target, all of wave 3, and the depth of this pullback, which got down really close to the 236 here, which is what you would expect for the A wave of this bigger wave 4, it does look like this could be all of wave 3. But like I said, the pullback will tell the story and give us a lot more information on exactly where we're at when we do see it find a bottom and reverse. Now, if they can't find a bottom and they break below the pivot at 4369, same as we've been talking about, then it becomes more likely we move down, test the lows, and likely make a new low. So quick recap, we're looking for a C wave down at any point. Doesn't have to happen right here on this little pullback that we're seeing. They can still push higher up to this 4600 level. And then above that, it becomes more likely that they're going to come up here and try to test this high. But we should see a C wave down towards this 4440 area. And depending on how it reacts and if it pulls back further and holds, it's either red circle 4 or Roman numeral 4. So I hope that's not too confusing, but that's kind of what we're watching here on the S&P 500. Over on the Nasdaq, we also got a big bounce in B, but the Nasdaq did push through the 764. So as I said, when you push through the 764, it becomes likely you're going to go test this high. Doesn't have to, but it happens more often than not when the 764 breaks. So when I was talking about the ES could push higher, it could be drug up by the Nasdaq going up and testing its high at that point. But assuming the Nasdaq can hold this region, we would expect a C wave down. And that C wave, of course, targets the 382 first, which is at 14,583. And then the next target down would be the 50% fib at 14,370. And that is our line in the sand in the Nasdaq. They need to hold 14,370 below that, and it becomes much more likely we're going to test the lows and likely make a new low at that point. So it'll be interesting to see if the Nasdaq does want to go up and test the high since it's pushed through the 764, or if this is kind of a poke and reversal back down to start the C wave. Again, those C wave targets down are the 14,583 382 retrace and the 14,371 50% retrace. And below that, the bull move has likely failed and we look lower at that point. Guys, if you love the information that I put out in these videos and you want real-time market updates from me, you need to check out investwithjacob.com. Okay, there's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link and it will take you right over to the website. Once you get over there, check out our membership plans area. We have 2 incredible plans and they both come with a 7-day free trial because I want you to get in there, understand what it's all about, make sure you love it before you ever spend a penny. I want it to be completely risk-free so that you can make sure it's something you want. In our first room, my Invest with Jacob room, you get all of my real-time market updates, all of my buy and sell alerts, as well as all of your Elliott Wave questions answered. We trade the SPY and the QQQ, and we do swing trading, which can last from a couple days up to a couple months. So it doesn't trade quite as often as a day trading room. However, if you are looking for day trading, as well as access to individual stocks, you need to check out PT's Throne Room. In his room, you get the day trading, the individual stocks, as well as access to his reduced risk binary trading method that absolutely crushes the market. You really need to see this to understand how powerful it is and how well people are doing using it. So we'd really love it if you come check us out. It's a 7-day risk-free trial to you, so you got nothing to lose. Come make sure it's something you love, and let's make some money together. All right, guys, key takeaways for today. We're looking for the start of wave C. Again, it doesn't have to be right this second. They can push it a little bit higher and then start it. But we are looking for wave C to start down, with our targets being 4440 for wave 4. Again, there's a little bit of complexity in this pullback based on the height of this wave 3 as to whether we're in this Roman numeral 3, okay, or this red circle 3. Right now I have it as the red circle 3, and the pullback should tell us that story. Okay, over on the Nasdaq, same kind of situation, except they pushed over the 764. So when that happens, it does become more likely they're going to go test this high. However, it could just be a poke and reversal here. So we're going to let this play out a little bit and see if they're ready to start pulling back or not. Their target for the wave 4 down is the 382 at 14,583.25, and then our line in the sand at the 50% retrace at 14,370. That is the market update for today. I will talk to you tomorrow.